Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hope you've all had an excellent time since last I met you. I know I'm doing alright. Today's been a weirdly good day. I got to bed at like maybe 4 in the morning, and I woke up at noon. And typically that makes me feel like absolute dog shit. But yeah, we're doing a lot better today. I've been looking forward to doing this. I'm kind of excited to get going with the next dungeon. Although, if I remember correctly, the difficulty scaling is kind of creeping up here. So we'll see how this stream goes. I mean, thank God for the games like party system, because otherwise I think I'd be absolutely fucking boned. Let's see, do I have any orders of business to really go through? Oh, right. So I put this in the Discord channel, but I wanted to reiterate here just for, you know, posterity. I recently got into a Twitch program that lets me spend revenue that I've earned but hasn't been paid out to me yet, like on Twitch. So I think what I'm going to be doing with that is I hope to... How am I supposed to shoot this? I hope to be gifting subs to, you know, just frequent viewers and whatnot, so that you guys don't have to deal with ads. And yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't make a ton of ad revenue. In fact, I practically don't make fucking any. So I don't know what frequency I'm going to be able to do that at. Although, I do think I make half of the money I spend on gift subs back. So, I mean, theoretically, I guess I can probably keep it going for quite a bit. It's just a matter of, whatchamacallit, it's just a matter of, you know, what the actual initial, like, cash flow is. So, in that vein, you know, I've been trying to throwing money away. No. Well, I mean, yes, kind of. But, I mean, realistically, I'm never going to get paid out by Twitch. Like, at any point. I don't think it's realistic to expect to hit, like, the $50 threshold that, like, they actually send me money, and I don't need it anyway. I have a fairly decent paying job in software engineering. Like, you know, I'm more than capable of supporting myself. I just want to, you know... Like, when I first got into the partner program, my biggest gripe with it was that, like, the ads are unavoidable. They're either, like, pre-roll or, whatchamacallit. They're either pre-roll or, like, you know, you have to run them in the middle in order to disable the pre-roll ads. And I fucking hate them, dude. Like, I genuinely think that ads are a product of the Antichrist. Like, on the modern internet, I think, like, advertising is pretty much everything that's wrong with it. Like, a lot of services that are, like, absolutely net negative for society are only sustainable because marketing is a thing that they can do. Like, I'm against it at every fucking level. So, if I can make it so that people can watch my shit without ads, like, it's more than worth it to me. You got halfway there? Oh, did you used to stream? Hold up. Do you still stream? Damn, bro. Shit, I'm 9 months late, my bad. Also, welcome back in, Fuchsia. I forgot to forgot to say, it's good to see you again. Doesn't Citron know about, like, the physics of the game and shit? Isn't this like literally like the game occurs on like an actual planet? Like this isn't. Most of this isn't digital, correct? Unless I've got my lore fucked up. I actually haven't read the journal like once. No, I'm not a real streamer. I mean, you got to partner back when partner still required like, or not partner. You got to affiliate back when affiliate still required like more followers than I currently have. So, you're realer than me, bud. Oh shit. Also, I think Streamster is like the objectively better word to like describe the occupation. I've never heard that one before, but it kind of reminds me of hucksters. My little apple vendors, my little merchants. Now that I think about it, I'm not entirely sure what it is that we're actually supposed to be doing in the game right now. What, I think last stream I was chasing a bunny, but I'm not, I guess that is what we were doing. That's required for progression. I'm not really sure what this cave's all about, though. I'm kind of hoping that we can just kind of chill in here for a little bit and level up, because, I mean, everything takes 8,000 shots to kill now, and I'm not exactly down with that. I like the desert area much more, because, like, we could actually consistently get kills. That's a different game. Pacorette down the Bun Burrows. I'm gonna level with you. I have no idea what that means. Or are you literally talking about... Oh, yeah. I feel like there are an uncanny amount of games that involve chasing rabbits. Yeah, no, like, just as a side activity, though. Like, Mario 64, like, you had to do that shit if you wanted all the stars. And I guess, like, what, you kind of had to do it to progress through the castle as well. Didn't the bunnies, like, literally have the fucking keys in them? Now we're chasing a bunny for crosscode? I don't know, man. I feel like that's a, like, strange, unspoken archetype. Once I start making, like, the, like, little mini-games for, like, my stream overlay, I think I'm gonna add one for chasing bunnies. I've got to keep with the theme, you know? I so can't wait to get the fucking Twitch integration done. That's gonna be awesome. Or, I mean, well, I mean, not Twitch integration. I guess we're technically already, like, integrated with Twitch, but, like, once I get my own library for... Oh, wait, shit, this is a timed thing, huh? Once I get my own library for kind of, interacting with Twitch... Okay, so that's gonna get us up there. Like, the amount of shit that I'm suddenly going to be able to do and waste everyone's time with is just... uncanny. Well, maybe I can ricochet it twice? Here we go. Oh, shit. Man, this is evil. There we are. Blame Lewis Carroll? What did Lewis Carroll do? Why do they deserve my ire? Were they... Oh. Is that the guy that voiced, whatchamacallit? What's the guy who was, like, hunting Bugs Bunny? Fuck, what's his name? He had, well, I guess it wouldn't be called a lisp. He had a speech impediment, though. He invented chasing buddies by writing Alice in Wonderland. Oh! Shit! He would... Okay, sorry. No, Dude. It's strange as fuck, because, like... I know, like, the backstory as to why Alice in Wonderland is written. I've seen Alice in Wonderland. I've read most of Alice in Wonderland. And like every time it comes up in conversation, I try and remember that fucking name, and I just like it just never comes to command. No, dude, what a fucking crazy guy. Like, irrational numbers can't be real, and surely if they were, everyone would have Mercury. I mean, don't get me wrong, I admire the dedication. If you've got like that much spite in your heart, like, go for it, man. I'd read, like... I can't believe it got a movie adaptation. It's kind of weird, because, like, for a mathematician, like, I don't think I've ever met a mathematician that I legitimately, like, believe writes in a decent fashion. So for him to have made, like... I don't want to call it compelling, but at least, like, you know, to have made like such a cultural touchstone while still being a mathematician and having like your core premise being, yeah, irrational numbers are for stupid people, like, crazy to me. Did they ever actually get the bunny in Alice in Wonderland? Like, I know that we, like, land a house on a witch and then we go on a whole fucking magical quest to get home or whatever, but, like, I feel as though... I don't seem to remember the bunny. Like, I remember the lion, there's the Tin Man, can't forget the Cheshire Cat, love that guy. Mad Hatter. Maybe I do remember the bunny. Wasn't he a little crazy too? I mean, I guess everyone in Alice in Wonderland was. Humming razor. Dude, did I just buy like a whole ass fucking sword for no reason? Damn, I blew my bank account, and for what? Alright, so... You know what? I'm down with this. You're conflating Alice in Wonderland with Wizard of Oz. You're right. Fuck, dude. They give the same vibe. Wait, hold up. So then, what was the worm with the opium? The worm with the opium was Alice in Wonderland, right? And so was, the Mad Hatter and Cheshire Cat were too, right? I'm not like... Dude. I'm having a crisis of media retention right now. Shit. I'm gonna have to go back through and, like, read the synopses. It's fine, they're pretty much the same book. I don't know, like, I feel like I'm gaslighting myself. It's not pleasant. There's no scientific proof that shows otherwise. Me when I calculate the cosine similarity of two books to figure out how closely they are related to each other. Now that I think about it, I guess that's like something that I could realistically achieve. They should never have let me into that data science class, dude. They gave me too much power. I'm about to reduce your whole fucking book to numbers and vectors. Alright, we were already here. I'm kinda losing it. Let's get out of here. Let's chase that fucking bunny. Now that we have an awesome new sword, we're kinda killing it. I wonder if my party members scale with, like, my gear. Because I feel like they're also kind of struggling, and they don't really usually, I think. Well, I mean, maybe I just perceive them to be struggling, and actually they're doing, like, the vast majority of the work. Also, when you were streaming, what did you stream? I need to know. I'm like... Were you also a puzzle games connoisseur? Go. Actually, maybe I should bail out. We're about to fucking die. How do I... This is the right way to get out, right? Thank God we have a map, dude. I mean, even with the map, I get lost sometimes. Like, I'm on a whole different level of orientationally challenged. I'm also, like, not 100% on why this is here. Like, we're supposed to be chasing the bunny right now, and I feel like they made that unreasonably hard, and then, or maybe the bunny was in there. I feel like, what, I did this puzzle, the bunny was over here, right? And then we unlocked the jump. And then... Am I supposed to... What? Am I tripping? I was streaming as part of a participation in competition. It was essentially blind speedruns of a random selection of a variety of games. That's kind of awesome, though. I mean, like, of all the reasons that you could possibly start streaming, I think that's probably... That's, like, probably the most compelling. Just because, like, you know, it wasn't, you know, oh. There's the fucking bunny, dude. Okay. Well. Sorry, what was the thought I was having? No, I mean, that's fucking awesome, because, like, I don't know, I feel like if you're gonna start streaming just to start streaming, like, you know, that's one thing, but in general, like, if you actually have a purpose for it, and, like, that's one of the things I feel I struggle with. Like, I don't necessarily have, like, a topic or whatever. Like, I don't even really play puzzle games all that consistently. It just so happens to have lined up that, like, that's what the people in the Discord, like, wanted me to play, like, 2 puzzle games. So, like, that's just what we're doing for right now. But, like, you know, I feel as though having, like, a purpose and, like, a central focal point of a streaming channel, like, you know, doing speedruns and whatnot, like, that's... I don't know, I think it makes, like, kind of what you're doing just intrinsically better by default. Off it goes. So true. It's okay, we'll get his ass. I'm gonna get the key right out of that. I think you should do whatever you want to do. I mean, I intend to continue to do whatever I want to do. Although, like, part of that is, like, kind of figuring out what I want to, I guess specialize wouldn't be the right word, but I do kind of want to have, a little more consistency in what I'm doing. I feel like just play video game is a little, you know, like, there's plenty of that. You kind of need to have some, like, you gotta have something to, like, you know, kind of make things stick, I guess. It gives you direction and whatnot. How are we gonna get up there? I guess that we should jump that, or there's a jump pad down there, I suppose? We'll have to see. So what sorts of games were you, do you, though? Do whatever I want to do, or, like, have a direction to go in? I mean, you don't need it. Like, I'm sure that if I were to continue down this path, like, it would be it'd be a fairly consistent, like, kind of thing. And, like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, and I intend to continue to do it even after the fact, although, like, you know. I also wanted to, like, I think that now that I'm like working on shit and like trying, like, how do I put this? I have a lot of fun streaming, but I also have a lot of fun like doing the background work for the stream, and then like streaming the background work for the stream is just, I think, kind of funny. Like, I like getting meta like that. And I kind of wanna do a little more of that. Like, eventually, I think I'm going to start actually properly scheduling those streams as opposed to, you know, just having it be like whenever I feel like and shit. Just cause like, I don't know. I like the programming aspect of this a lot, and I like, you know, being able to talk about like all of the shit that I'm doing behind the scenes, because like, you know, it is, I think, fairly creative work in its own right. And then like, I just don't think that that's like sustainable alone though. So like, you know, that's where play video games comes in. Like, you know, we chill out, we play the video games, we enjoy the tools we build. But I do want to have, I do want to put a little more emphasis on the programming and I guess maybe the art and shit down the line. This was my best season of Wheel Strip. Oh, so this is like, this is an organized event. Dude. Alright, so let's see what you were up to. Hold on. Markman, I'm not familiar with. Oh, hold up. Below is the season table for season 3. Depending on how wide the table is, you might need to scroll to see all the weeks. Oh shit, dude, you came in 3rd. I didn't know I had a speed demon in the chat. So let's see what you were up to. Sonic 3, I haven't played. Marathon Infinity, big wins. Big wins. Crash Bandicoot, I haven't played. Dead or Alive 2. Portal Reloaded, alright, I see you, I see you. Let's see, I don't think I'm... Oh, Enter the Gungeon. That's a... How do you speedrun Enter the Gungeon? Are you just trying to, were you just trying to get to the Lich and, like, beat it, or... Well, I guess you... Do you have to get to the Lich to get the gun? I forget what the... Oh, no, I guess the dragon? Like, or, like, what was actually, like, considered the finish there, I guess? And, like, were you allowed to bring your own save, or did you have to, like, start fresh? That's, like, because that's kind of crazy. Alright, we haven't been left yet. No, it doesn't look like. So let's... I'm sorry. We have. And we want to go left more. Left plus, if you will. And then you also have Mirror's Edge down there. Mirror's Edge is a... I fuck with that. I feel like the goal of Mirror's Edge, though, is to kind of speedrun it, no? I mean, like, I get that you don't have to. But, like, I feel like the game is meant to be played in a sort of, like, race yourself kind of fashion. You had to start fresh. It was just reaching the dragon with as many characters. So, did they give you, like... Did you have to use a tool to, like, seed the run? Were you guys, like, on a standardized seed? Or did they just, like... They just tell you to rip it? It's not really speedrunning in the traditional sense. There's a 5-hour time limit. No practice. Let's go. Yeah, no, that's... That's awesome, dude. I like that it's not like the same category of game either. Like, you don't just have like a bunch of platformers in there or whatever. Like, you kind of have to just free flow do shit. I'm gonna have to read up on this later. Because, like, I've got so many fucking questions about this. Like, since you're not allowed to practice or anything, like, what then do you do, like, if you only have 5 hours, I assume that, like, no one, in general, like, people aren't completing games. So, like, do you guys just have, like, progression markers that you count for points? Or, like, how does it go? It was just anything goes. Alright, I got you. I respect the zen nature of your run. Alright, we can't get up there. And can we left? A little bit of left action? No. So they really do just want me to, like... They really do just want me to straight up, like, waltz over there somehow. We're gonna have to do some investigating, gang. Like, there's terrain up there that we can, like, actually get to for real. It's just a matter of figuring out how to go about that. This is a secret I think we've already gotten, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, question mark? So we hit that, we go over the... Yeah, I think we've done this one. Yeah, we already got that box. Okay. So then, do we want to get up here? In general, the farther you get, the best you place. But if you get as far as someone else got, then there's the time tiebreaker. Oh, then the time is the tiebreaker. I got you. Okay. Read a message and don't fuck it up challenge. Impossible. Dude, we got the raw meat. Holy shit. I don't see another, like, stairway up, though. I could be messing, but... Like, this is right here, and I feel like it has to play a more significant role than the game than seems to appear at first glance. But maybe I'm just stupid. Sometimes there are other tiebreakers like deaths instead of time. So is that like announced on a mostly weekly basis, or like did you kind of know going into it? Well, I guess they're dropping games like week by week, so that way no one's like even tempted to practice. How are we? I guess there's that too. How are we gonna? I don't know. This is such like a weird game to just like have made the decision to inject platforming challenges into. I mean, I feel like I'm starting to get a feel for it, but I don't know, man. I'm also kind of getting my shit kicked in. Mentally. That's up there. And then we can go over here. We've been over here, though. This is where the fucking bunny rabbit is. Oh my god. Alright, that's jumpable. Interesting. Okay, so what can what nefarious deeds can I get to over here? Oh, I get it. Okay, so this is just supposed to... This just notifies us that there's land over to the left that we can kind of walk to. That's jumpable. I said with absolutely no evidence to confirm my theory. Alright. I think I might have trapped myself in a little bit of hell. What do we... Okay, so we want to get, like, up on this, I think. It's just a matter of, like, actually doing that. It used to be that the rules were known well in advance, but then it got changed to the rules only be announced that week. It's part of the reason you bailed. The rules started having problems and inconsistencies, and I had many disagreements with management decisions in general. I hate to hear it. I used to, I mean, I kind of know how that feels. I used to do software development for a MUD. I multi-user I get domain, dungeon. Yeah, sure, we'll go with dungeon. Which was like kind of like that style of game was the precursor to like the MMO, basically. And you know, as you can imagine, with the advent of MMOs and whatnot, like the popularity of that sort of game has drastically decreased. So it was like the shit we were running was like a fairly like community-run sort of initiative. Ultimately, I ended up bailing on it for like more or less the same reasons as you kind of stopped doing the speedrunning challenges. Just like I mean, it was cool and everything, but like as a lower level like programmer there, like having to listen to the administration and whatnot, like it was just frustrating to, you know, have the power to make the changes that I thought would be good for the game and then just not be able to. So, you know, I mean, it not exactly the same circumstance, but like, you know, I understand the frustration that comes with asymmetry and whatnot. And it is a little also shitty because like it seems like, I mean, I could be wrong, but it seems like you were, you know, fairly involved with this throughout, you know, your time there. So it's a little sad to know that they wouldn't, you know, listen to you and hear your concerns out. I don't know if I'm ever going to do anything, you know, in the vein of speedrunning or whatever, but I'm hoping that later down the line, like, if ever enough people watch me for it, I would like to start organizing community events and whatnot. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like outside of stream, I don't, like, really get to interact with anybody that comes into stream too much, and that's kind of something that I want to rectify in the coming year. Or, well, I mean, coming school year, I guess. My measure of time is a little fucked up as a result. Like, I wanna kind of, like, try and do the, I guess tournament would be the wrong word for it, but I want to do, like, the Nerds games as kind of like a canary for that. Doesn't stop me from playing video games on my own. True. But I imagine that it is, at least a little, well, maybe not more enjoyable, but I guess it's a different flavor of experience is the words I'm looking for when you're, you know, not necessarily competing, but like, you know, you're playing with a bunch of people, you know, like, there's a community around it and whatnot. You get to have that sort of banter. So do you speedrun otherwise, or was it just typically like for that event? Competing is fun and all, but playing games without rushing is more enjoyable. Very often more enjoyable. Yeah, I tend to agree. I mean, I've never really I don't know, I feel like it's an intrinsically different game when you're, you know, competing and trying to go fast, because like at any point, like, that kind of turns it into, like, it feels, I guess, the same sort of way as, you know, like, I guess, like, CSGO as, like, a competitive shooter or whatnot. You know, you're on the grind for the leaderboard, etc. And I hate speedrunning in general. So wait, then how'd you get roped into it? Like, did you have a buddy doing it? I guess there's that thing directly south I haven't really taken a gander at yet. Or is this... This is the exit to the zone. Oh dear. A streamer I watched was doing it and I wanted to compete against it. Did you win? Most important question of the night. Big ups. Oh, dude, now I'm sort of scared to get in the nerds game. Nah, I suck ass at nerds in general. It is kind of fun to veg out and play though. Like whenever I'm just like chilling out at like midnight and there's no one around, that's my go-to. I just open the fucker up and you know we start playing a game of solitaire, baby. All right, so we can't get over there just yet. Although I think that we're trying to like they're trying to tease us into doing it. So shit. There's like all that land right there. And I don't see the line, dog. I'm not getting the connection. Fuck. Didn't want to be in combat. Let's bail real quick. And then... Alright, so... If we consult the map... See, I don't... This is confusing too, because it doesn't seem like there's supposed to be any room here. But it also seems like they want us to enter that little island, like, congregation from the southeast. Or maybe from the west? Like, something's wrong. I can feel it. I don't think this is jumpable. Is it? Do I need, like, the fucking parachute upgrade? Is there anything over here for me? Another, like, switch that you can stand on. Hold up, let's just not jump into water real quick. I think blind speedrunning alleviates the issues I have with speedrunning in general. Anyone can get good at a game after researching routes. But when you only have 5 hours to figure shit out, that's when the real skill shine through. He didn't find the hidden jetpack. So you're kind of, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that, like, you're much more invested in the sort of game that, like, or I guess the sort of task that makes you, like, it forces you to innovate, I guess. Like, you're not too big on, like, sitting down and honing something. At least not, I guess, for, you know, the purpose of competition. I guess that might not be a fair dichotomy to, like, generalize either. But, like, generally I've noticed, like, for example, in the fighting game community, my freshman roommate in college used to, or I guess maybe still does, compete in, like, plus R tournaments. And, like, you've got the people that, like, hone the combo strings to perfection, like, they got that 100% accuracy rate on, like, all these, like, crazy fucking inputs that require frame perfect shit. And then you've got the people that, like, go into the lab for a couple of hours and they come back out with, like, some crazy new touch of death tech. Oh, hold on. Speaking of crazy new tech, check this out. New route just dropped. Where the fuck am I going with this? Can I walk? Ooh. Dude, if this is it, I might fucking scream. Oh no, it's not. Alright. No key for this yet. Huh. Okay. I don't know. This gave me a neuron activation. I think there's a little more here to look at. So wait, we're here now, and then maybe we can jump. I feel like that's below us by like a significant margin, but that's not. Ooh. Oh no. Shit. Okay, wait, hold on. That, I don't know. I was liking it though. Give me. So wait, maybe we want to swing left, get on this, and then come around. Ooh. They just had to let me cook for a second. This is crazy. I'd have never thought to be jumping on this geometry and shit. Oh, okay, so maybe we want to go down there then? I wish I had Cameron in here, man. I need some crazy backseating going on right now. Okay. All right. And then over here. And let's get a little bit of this action going on. Sweet berry tea. If that's just... Oh my god. Dude, all of that for fucking naught, bro. Ah! Maybe it's not all over. Maybe we've got a little more going on, and I'm just not dialed in for it yet. Okay. So we've explored this possibility. This we've already, I think, established to be kind of not anything, right? This only gets us to that locked chest. Why is the combat music playing? I'm just gonna let them take care of it. I'm too busy trying to like work this out. Right. Okay, so how do we get over here? There's those two platforms that I feel like we want to get on somehow. So that, right, okay. This, so that building over here. Is that... Wait, maybe I can just... Yo? Okay, alright. Check it out! I probably should have considered the bombed out houses to be like, you know, terrain worth checking into quite a while ago. My bad. Alright, that didn't help with progression at all, though. Fuck. It might be over. So we figured the parkour puzzle out for that. And then, isn't there... I feel like there's another switch gate down to the left that I was vexing over. Or vexed by. I guess vexing over is still also grammatically correct. I home crap to a perfection a lot myself, especially in stealth games. I guess what I don't like about speedrunning in general is that the runners don't figure out everything on their own, and their runs are the result of things discovered by the community as a whole. I don't know, I feel like perfecting something that's already known kind of like has its own merits. I mean, I get how that could be... I get how you could see that as like a cheapening of the experience. But like, you know, in general, I think Like, there's still... I think there's room for both. Right? Like, if you have, like, the sum of community knowledge with you, and your goal is to be the best, more often than not, I still think that there's, like, innovation required in that... Ooh, hold on. I still think that there's some innovation required in that if you genuinely want to, like, have the best score. Typically, the best way to do that is to find your own, like, skips and time saves. I don't mean to imply that you meant to say that, like, you know, that's not the case, obviously. Like, I get that I get, obviously, that, you know, I get that you value, like, individual achievement there. And I can appreciate that. Although, let's... Okay, I don't think we're supposed to be able to get up on this, but this I think we might be able to run up on. Maybe. How are we gonna get there? This seems to imply to me that we want to be on that geometry. And this, like, looks like a perfect on-ramp, except it's not. Ugh. Shit. There's this right here, right? And we can't jump on this. I feel like... Oh, hold on. I am such an intelligent creature. Okay, and now we can start getting shit going. My simian-ass brain when they make the block that I have to move part of the puzzle. Alright, parched leaves. I'll take them, I'll take them. Not quite sure what those are for yet, but I'm sure they'll come in use down the line. I kind of wish we could find, like, a cash shop that would exchange our credits for, like, gear that isn't garbage and also, like, damn. Isn't, like, garbage but on level and instead, like, legendary and on level. Alpha Water Cutlass. What a fucking name. Alright, so this gives us access to up here. Right. And then, what are you here for? You let me jump on this. And I guess you're supposed to let me... Oh. I wonder if we can get to that at some point. There was that square cactus that was just kind of chilling earlier. Alright, this is too high for us. And I feel as though we're supposed to be able to get to that cactus. There was also that weird tree. And, like, a bunch of other bullshit. And they're, like, it doesn't seem accessible just yet. I wonder if, like, we're going to get an air ability that gives us better jump. Frankly, I'm already struggling without it. Although I guess once they give us better jumps, the jump puzzles will also get significantly worse. So you let us up here. And what does that really net us? I guess we can get over here, right? And then we can trick shot this. Bring the gate down. Okay. Now we're making progress, boys. I wonder... what's the angle I'm looking for here? Right? Okay. Oh, this isn't timed. Dude, I thought I was gonna have to race the clock after that shot. Okay. So let's... a little bit of this action going. Maybe we want a little tighter. Right, yeah. A. And this is also for a fuck... Dude! I'm losing it, man. I might crash it. I might crash out. Where's that rabbit right now? Was that up north? No? I might be losing my mind. I like honing things for concrete and specific end. Getting the best time is cool and all, but then there's always so much that you could have done better, so it turns into chasing perfection forever. I like simpler, more tangible goals like beat. Alright, I get you. I get you. You are, I think, uniquely... well, I guess not uniquely, but, like... There are very few people I know that, like, don't get sucked into that trap of, like, just... kind of doing the same thing forever, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like that's kind of the appeal of, like, most of the, like, esports-esque, like, ranked competitive games, you know? What are we doing here? So are you like big into roguelikes then? Because I feel like that's... I feel like a roguelike, like specifically, kind of like eliminates the concern of thinking about like how to optimize like a specific set pattern of action, you know, like it's always going to be different, so it's more about like developing. It's more about like developing a like sensible general sort of decision tree, I think, and then like kind of going after it and like, you know, executing properly, as opposed to like, you know, executing a set pattern of action like defined by the game to perfection. The rank grind should be the cherry on top, not the point of the whole experience. So true. Nah, unfortunately I'm way deep down the hole of you know, just ranked games in general. Like I way back when, well, I mean, I guess not way back when. But like when Siege like hit my friend group, dude, that's all I would do. What's the move here? I feel like that peg is a little far out for us to be hitting. I'm also... Okay, so we want to strike it up here, which means we want about this angle. Really? Okay. Are we double hitting something here? Hold up. Let's see what's going on here. Hades, that's a bag roguelite, horribly overrated. Really? Why do you say? We keep hitting. Do we need like extra bounces for that? FTL is excellent. Enter the Breach is also fucking awesome. FTL, I've done like a couple of runs with. I've never really, like, I don't know. It seemed that, like, once you had a fairly decent, like, minimum viable build, like, that was it. It kind of, like, carried you through. At least for me, like, I just did boarding and, like, mind control every time. Or I guess that was, what, I was playing the, faster than light mod. I don't ever think I've actually played vanilla FTL. Maybe that's blasphemous of me to say. There we are. Dude, I need to get my protractor out for this shit. Into the Breach is excellent too. I have 25 plus 4 island and streak on hard. Dude. I just feel like it's a lot more... How do I put this? Like, FTL, I think, has, like, a lot of sim elements that, like... Despite the fact that you are literally in direct control of, like, where your crew goes and X and Y and Z, like, it doesn't immerse me quite the way that Into the Breach does. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, despite being real time, it kind of feels as though... Man, how do I even articulate this? I don't know. I think Into the Breach, despite being like a turn-based thing, like just has me immersed better in general than FTL. Like there's some secret sauce that they came across during the development cycle that wasn't there in FTL that like got me. Shit, dude, I feel so old talking about that shit. I remember when, I remember when I was, like, looking at FTL and, like, Starbound, and I was trying to figure out what to spend my birthday money on back when I was, like, 13. Gotta pretend not to be old. So, I think I lost the bunny again. I'm not feeling good about it. Although this is a new area, it's kind of funny that I've been, I mean, at least funny to me that I've been, like, scouring this fucking place trying to figure out how to do this parkour puzzle and then just missing a whole ass area that's been accessible off the rip. Alright, so... Our evil bunny, this is how we accessed the cave. Our evil bunny is off to the east, if I remember correctly. And then from there, he's north. And we want to somehow... We'll get there. Ah, maybe that's our play. That little alcove over there, I don't think we've been to yet. Both FTL and Into the Breach give me something Hades doesn't, the satisfaction of just having gotten good at the game. Hades, on the other hand, just relies on meta progression upgrades. It's extremely difficult to get a win in Hades on your very first run, even if you have all the mechanical knowledge in the world. Yeah, I kind of felt like that when I was playing. Like, well... I mean, I think it's true to a point. I mean, yes, obviously, meta progression is kind of like a big thing there, but like... I feel like once you get access to Demeter and Demeter's blessings, like, that's kind of the cap, that's all you need. Like... Having like the meta progression of like the relationship system and whatnot, like I couldn't be fucked to grind it. So I mean, I guess I was putting myself at an innate disadvantage when I was playing. But like I don't know. I feel like if you know how to make use of like the few things you got off the rip, like that's, or not necessarily off the rip, but like, you know, Demeter I feel like is a pretty early game thing. Like I beat Hades within like maybe I want to say like 15-ish runs. And, I mean, most of that, I think, was just getting the patterns down. And then, you know, obviously, I won once Demeter gave me awesome fucking stuns. and then I pussied out and didn't play the rest, because I didn't want to have to do Pact of Pain shit. I also, I mean, I do dislike how Hades locks the, like, different weapons behind meta progression. That never really made too much sense to me, because, like, if there's one thing I think that you should give, like, the player the option of, like, on the open, it's, like, you know, the weapons. Like, they define how you fucking play. Alright, hold on. Maybe we can drag this block around and try and get up on something. Ooh, hold up. Here we are. Or no? Where to put you? If I put this here, is this just enough to get me to... Anyway, you're just guaranteed to win eventually after upgrading your character enough times. I mean, I think that depends. Like, Hades is weird in that you're kind of expected to self-regulate that, I feel. Like, again, with the Pact of Pain shit. Like, once you get enough meta progression, I think the expectation is that you intentionally take on harder runs to, I don't know, get more meta progression currency. But I get what you're saying. Like, FEL definitely, and I guess Into the Breach 2 does definitely have... Like, it has a lot less reliance on that for you to actually, like, be able to, like, execute a good game plan and whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that. Unfortunately, though, my gamer acumen isn't nearly sharp enough to actually, win any of that shit on the first go. So maybe that's just never been a problem for me to begin with. Built stupid. So we wanna... Alright, so there's this down here. Hold on. Wait. What do you mean? I was just able to jump this. There's this down here, and it seems like we can walk east from some point over there. Which means... there's some bullshit going on over here. I'm actually not sure how we're supposed to get to this. I mean, obviously, because I haven't already. But, like, in general, like, this seems much too much a jump. Unless there's some launch pad over here that I'm not seeing? And it seems like it's required of us that we... Okay, so there's this. When I play video games, I want to get better at it. I just don't want to watch my character get better. Yeah, I get it. Although, I mean, I think that, like, our opinions just differ in that, like... I think that Hades has a little more skill expression than you're giving it credit for. Despite the fact that, like, obviously, you know, there is the meta... Like, I will cede the point that the meta progression does make the game, like, significantly easier. But, like, there is, I think, at least an element of mastery when it comes to actually executing the game plan. Maybe not as much as you... Maybe not as much as you would prefer. Although I will say that I'm also not a fan of, like, most of how Hades expects you to self-scale. Like, the Pact of Pain, like, pretty much all of its offerings, I feel, are just, like, they run in the same problems that, like, most RPGs do, where, like, you're just making number bigger. Sure, but it's lofty, and it comes back to the problem of tasting an intangible. Yeah, I get you. I'm gonna be so honest with you, when I started stream, like, it was nowhere near my expectation to be stuck on chasing rabbits for a fucking hour. Okay. I feel like this is what we want. And then can we... I think we can make that jump. But then where to from here? Anywhere? Did I maybe do the wrong jump? Do we want to go over there? Hold up. Now I'm kind of wondering what that... Well, I guess if we can go here, then that doesn't necessarily matter, because we can move that and make that jump that I thought we couldn't before. Incredible shit going down in the Crosscode household. If you ask me, meta progression should be limited to things like character unlocks. Then I'm tempted to beat the game with every character, and it's great. I tend to agree. I think, though... I think when mechanics like that are put in play, it's typically... Well, I mean, not character unlocks. I mean, like, you know, statistical upgrades for characters and whatnot. I think that when those are introduced, it's typically to make sure that a player doesn't have, like, too much that they need to process at once. Like, I'll give you an example. Path of Acra, right? Like, Seth, I don't know if you watch too much YouTube or whatever, but there's a guy named Seth Zentak, I think. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But he did a video on it, and like their meta progression is, you know, like you suggest, entirely locked more or less just to like playable characters and whatnot. And that's more or less, I think, there, because like you can get access to like every character like pretty much immediately. I think you just need to kind of like do one good run. But like that, I think, tends to be implemented just because like the devs don't want you to have to deal with, you know, a bunch of novelty all at once and then be overwhelmed once you first start, I think. And I think that scaling of like your character's power in general related to meta progression is a poor implementation of that. Because like I don't know, it's self-defeating, I think. In that, like, if you're going to progress and you would not otherwise have been gimped by the lack of meta progression available to you, like, you're not the sort of player that needs to be held back and, like, made to learn the game, you know? Like, you kind of have it off the rip. So, I mean, I'll agree with you there. It definitely does, like, it definitely does, at least as, like, a gating sort of, or, how do I... as like a tool to gate the player, I think that it's It's probably not the best. Hold up. Come on, man. There we are. Crypt of the Necrodancer handles that perfectly. I never got into Crypt of the Necrodancer, and I kind of regret it because the pixel art, like the sprite work, looks like really fucking good. I just never... Like, when Crypt of the Necrodancer was, still, like, getting full steam and whatnot, in terms of, like, you know, advertising budget, etc. Like, when it was still, like, on Steam front page and whatnot, I was a wee lad and didn't have the fucking money to buy it. So, unfortunately, I don't really have a reference point, but I'll take your word for it. I also don't know, like, I think that's, in general, like, a really strange... Like, it's an interesting combination, don't get me wrong. I think that rhythm and roguelite... Like, I don't think anyone's done that since, really. I've played... Well, that's not true. There's, I guess BPM is, like, a rhythm roguelite FPS. Although I didn't... I think my musical aptitude is just, like, a little too shit to actually play, like... any game with a rhythm component. But that's on me. Maybe one of these days I'll get the little fucking like baby mode mods and we'll give it a go. Now that I'm thinking about it, like if I ever end up playing a roguelite on stream, I don't know how I'm going to, like, allocate schedule time to that. Because, like, typically, so far, I've only really done games that, like, have a definitive end. I don't know, man. A puzzle for later. Oh! Dude. The ranking system in this kind of reminds me of Ultra Kill. I cannot wait until I get to play that on the stream. I've been trying to save it until it gets like a full release, but I don't know how long that's gonna be. I think Ultra Kill in terms of like raw like gameplay for my little like ADHD Coomer brain, I think they do mechanically excellently. Like low-key, I would take Ultra Kill over Doom, I think. At least Doom 2016. I didn't really like how they expected you to like go out of your way to find secrets and then like level up your skill tree and shit. The fact that that's mandatory kind of put me off. In Crypt of the Necrodancer, you have meta progression upgrades, health, better weapons, etc., but only when you're playing individual zones, which is essentially just practice mode. When you play all zones mode, everything is already unlocked for you, so you have a definitive this is how the game is meant to be. That's really cool, actually. That's a tool that I wish more games offered. I don't know if you're familiar, but there's a game called Devil Daggers, and it's I don't really know how to like describe it, except other than maybe like a horde shooter. Like your goal is just to survive for as long as possible. And I bring this up because it's not an inbuilt tool, but the community is like very, very inventive, and they built like how do I call it? I guess spawn sets that like emulate you being later in the run when you actually are. I think a lot of games lack the ability to let you practice, at least a lot of linear games wherein like you're expected to do a run. I think they tend to lack a like way for you to practice like content that you only really see later on, especially for free. Like in Enter the Gungeon, like something that always pissed me off was that you need meta currency, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, to use the elevators. And like that just sucks, because like I'm trying to practice stuff that I would otherwise be unable to get to. Like, or not, maybe not necessarily unable, but like I'm trying to practice stuff that like statistically I am less likely to get to in a given run on the basis of the fact that like I'm likely to fail everywhere else. Like I'm trying to even out my chances of failure, you know? I wish more games like had a free way of you like kind of practicing that just so that you could get like a fairly even experience. So I think it's really cool that Crypto the Necrodancer like actually lets you do that, and I think it's also really cool that like there is no like real meta progression when you're doing like a full-fledged like actual I guess like not canonical, but like, you know, canonical by the game dev standards run. That's a really cool way to have your system set up, I think. I have a top 50 high score in Necrodancer with the one-hit die character. Not played Devil Daggers yet, but I'm gonna. I have it. Dude, I wish you luck, man. It's a whole other fucking experience. Once, like, it seems so fucking simple, and then, like, and then you get, like, your first score that, like, you think you're happy with, and then you look on the leaderboard and you realize that your fucking name is bronze and everyone else has, like, crazy fucking times and whatnot, and then you, like, it's, for being such a small game, it's so, like, it's so unbearably intricate. And don't even get me fucking started on Hyper Demon. Oh. Hyper Demon's just a whole other beast. I don't think Enter the Gungeon had you pay for the elevator shortcuts, but it did cost a significant amount to unlock them in the first place. I think you're right. I'm not like, unfortunately I'm not like sharp on it. It's been years since I've loaded up Enter the Gungeon save, and even then, like, I was never very good at Enter the Gungeon. I'll freely admit that. I've got a bad habit of like when I like took a hit in like the first area and whatnot, like that'd be, well, I think that's maybe an over-exaggeration of what was going on, but like if I didn't hit the first boss, like I'd just scrub the run because I wanted the extra heart. Like I have a very perfectionist sense about me when it comes to, I don't know, pretty much anything that allows me a restart, really, like as a mechanic. I feel like Enter the Gungeon was like, despite being like objectively a really cool game technically, and like I like the concept of Enter the Gungeon, I feel like the mechanics of Enter the Gungeon were like designed specifically to be my torment nexus. Like the ammo being as limited as it was like horrible for me. Hearts being hard to, well, I mean not hard to recover, but like having like hearts and shields separated, like instead of like having one unified health pool was probably like, it's bad for my psychology specifically. Like, I loved the sprite work, I loved, like, the concept, everything about it was awesome. It's just, like, the system in the abstract was built to, like, kick my shit in specifically. That's the Zachtronics experience, too. Be stuck on a level for days, finally solve it, be elated, and then look at the graphs and see that your solution is the 25th percentile. Yeah, no, I mean, if you ever do get into Devil Daggers, hit me up. I'm not great. I don't have like an amazing score, but I can kind of coach you through, like, I guess the first maybe 200 seconds of the run if you like find yourself suck or whatever. For free, I'll tell you that Devil Daggers does not normalize. Sorry. My throat's getting fucked up. I've been way too vocal with way too little water. Devil Daggers doesn't normalize your movement. So like what I mean by that is when you like move in WASD or whatever, it gives you like just straight up +1 in that direction. So because like if you're holding W and D, because, you know, they don't normalize it so that's the hypotenuse of what that square should be, and instead it's like the full distance, you move just slightly faster. And I could be wrong, but I think that's necessary for you to survive the first 80 seconds. So whenever you can, diagonal strafe. Like, they don't tell you about that. It's everything about this you kind of have to learn yourself. Or, you know, you look up a video that tells you how to play. My issue with Enter the Gungeon is that it doesn't tell you crap. There's an expectation that the player's just gonna look shit up, and it's really lame. I mean, I get that, but I also don't think that that's like... I don't know. I think that looking things up isn't necessary for, like, the most core of the gameplay. Like, I think that it's perfectly playable without a wiki. You're just probably going to miss, like, the oubliette, or what, how do you pronounce that? Hold on. I've read this word like 8 jillion times. Oubliette, or oubliette? Oubliette. Like, yeah, you'll probably miss, like, a bunch of the secrets and whatnot. But, like, I feel, and I guess maybe you won't be able to find the Lich and, like, true ending that shit. I don't think there's really any in-game hints about... I could be wrong. Well, no, doesn't it, like, auto... After a certain number of gun dragon kills, I feel like you eventually just get the... Whatever. I mean, I get what you're saying. Alright, so hold up. Let's see what we're actually trying to do in this build. Sorry, I've been, like, yapping my ass off. Let me actually, like, play the game first. It's perfectly playable, but there should be a reasonable way for the player to discover in-game mechanics, too. Yeah, I mean, it really just doesn't do... I don't think that there's... Well, I don't know. I'm of two minds about that, because, like, one of my first games, like, that I like, played for serious was, like, New Super Mario Brothers, right? And, well, I guess there was also, like, Super Mario World, but, like, you could, if you were just, like, a curious enough, like, petulant brat-ass child, like, you could reasonably stumble your way into, like, pretty much every secret. Like, all of the world skips, you just kind of had to, like, go into pipes and whatnot. So, like, I don't know. I feel as though not necessarily communicating, like, everything about, like, the secrets and whatnot is fine, so long as, like, by being a certain amount of, like, curious and testy with the environments around you, you can, like, you have a reasonable shot at discovering it. Because, like, I didn't have access to the internet back when I was finding out about the fucking warp cannons and all that bullshit. I didn't... Or, like, the stars that would get you through to other worlds. Like, you know. I was just chilling. I was just trying shit out. I feel bad because, like, I feel as though not enough games, like, strike that right balance anymore. And it's really upsetting because, like, that's probably some of the most fun that I tended to have in games. Where, like, just trying shit out gets you, like, awesome rewards. And I feel like you also, like, it's especially trappy because, like, if you're going to go down that road, it's like... You can't do it all the time. Like, it can't be so pervasive as to drown out, like, the actual gameplay. And I feel like a lot of games with secrets tend to do that. Good luck figuring out what coolness is without a wiki. Well, coolness is the mechanic that, like, scales down your drops depending on how many S-rank weapons you already have, right? Or was that something else? Wait, what is that? What was that switch like? Where did that switch actually open? I wasn't fucking paying attention. My bad. Oh, wait. We just get access to this jump? For what? Oh. Yo. Oh, this is another bonus, dude. See, this is what I'm talking about. I guess this one isn't really a secret, but like... Alright, no key for this one either. Sigh. Coolness reduces your active item cooldown and gives you more drops. It's granted by cool items like sunglasses and cigarettes. It's incredibly obscure. Alright, so yeah, I was completely off the mark. But, you know, I get what you're saying. And especially because, like, I don't think the cool stat is ever actually, like, referred to on any items. Right? Like, it's straight up, like, just a background stat that you don't ever really interact with. Which, I mean, I think, I don't know. I feel as though having that sort of thing going on isn't necessarily a crime. Like, how do I, what am I looking for? I think it's reasonable to have, like, sort of stagehand mechanics like that, you know? Like, I believe... Hold on, let me go check the wiki right now. I wanna... Let's be a little educated before I start talking mad shit. Alright. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, no. So, cigarettes actually do, and I guess, wait, hold up. Do sunglasses as well? Slow down time during explosions, blah, blah, blah. So, like, I feel as though that as long as the item provides, like, some obvious benefit or whatever, like, you're allowed to have background mechanics that are kind of like pulling strings. At least for me. Like, I don't personally find that to be, like... I don't find that to be a, whatchamacallit? I don't find that to be, like, an incredibly large yuck. As long as, you know, like, you're providing some obvious benefit outright. It is, I do think it's a little shitty that, like, you're being deceptive about how good or bad an item is in general. Because, like, I understand how that could, like, fuck with the decision-making tree. Hold on, maybe we wanna get over here and then there? I don't think we've been this way yet. Which is kind of fucking crazy, because it's literally paved for us. And then... This doesn't get us anywhere, I don't think. Like, and I guess another example of, like, me being okay with that is the item scaling that they do, where, like, if you have too much S rank, you don't get more S rank, generally. Like, I'm okay with that, too, just because, like, despite the fact that, yes, if you're, like, actively trying to manipulate it for the best run possible, like, you kinda need to know about that. Like, you know, I think that for, like, a casual player, I don't think that's a terrible thing to do. Oh, shit. Dude, we could've just walked over to this fucking bunny. I don't want my decision-making trees fucked with. I think that's fair. I just don't necessarily have the same preference. Like, I'm fine with having a little bit of deception going on if it means that, like, someone is trying to, in the background, make my game experience better. Or not necessarily better in all cases, but, like, as long as the intent isn't, like... As long as it's not done thoughtlessly, I feel as though it can be done in a good way. I guess is what I'm trying to articulate. And I guess that also kind of depends on, like, what kind of game you're making in the first place. Like, obviously, if you were to do some bullshit like that in a game like chess, where, like, well, I mean, I guess chess is a bad example, but, like, you know, in general, where, like, every party is, in general, expected to have, like, open knowledge of the situation. Like, you have complete knowledge of the game board, so to speak. Like, yeah, I understand, like, that would be a lot worse, I think, than, like, you know, shit where you're, like, there's fog of war, so to speak. Although, I guess we are speaking in generally your roguelike context, so maybe my entire fucking point is moot. My bad. I'm just saying shit, TM. You died. Yeah. It's okay, though. It's an MMO. Death is ephemeral. It cost me 1 silver and 32 copper to teleport myself to the nearest waypoint. Alright, so let's see what the goal is here. We want something to jump on, I think, to bring us left. I don't think we can make that jump. Hold up, let's see what my max jump distance is here. Maybe let's go about this in a way that isn't completely fucking stupid. I know, novelty for me, but like... Okay, so... I feel like we can maybe make it here. And I can get you going thus. I think. You'll fit that, right? Yeah! Yeah! Alright. And then you're good. You're chilling. And then we're gonna hop on you, and then we want to get over this way. Okay. And then how did I get up here in the first place? This way? Yes, sir. This is the only game, I think, that's ever made me feel stupid in, like, this way. It's a unique kind of pain I'm going through. Alright, so now we've got that activated. Nice, nice. I don't know. It's weird because, like, I can't make an accurate judgment on, like, what's going on right now specifically. Because, like, you know, I am, unfortunately, not a great streamer, TM, capable of continuing to yap while is dedicating my full mental faculties to the game. But, like, I feel like this is supposed to be super simple, and I'm just getting distracted by a bunch of fucking bonus chests. Like, we spent almost an hour trying to figure out how to get up onto a platform that I couldn't even get the reward for because I didn't have the key. Alright. We'll find them eventually, I'm sure. But, like, at the same time, it'd be nice if the, whatchamacallit, the direction was a little more clear for my sad, easily distractible brain. The real question is whether you still remember how to get there when you do have the key. I won't. Like, that's not really a question. That's just a fact of life. We're gonna be re-deriving that shit from scratch. If I'm smart, I'll go back after I stream into the VODs. If I'm smart, I'll go back after the stream into the VODs and, like, tag when I actually got the solution for each of the, like, key chests so that I can refer back to it in a future stream. This won't happen, by the way. That's far too smart for, you know, my general being. Hold on, I wonder if these guys are weak to fire because they're blue. No, we just... I forgot that I could, like, hit space again. I really do need that checklist of, like, mechanics that I'm expected to exploit. Well, I guess exploits kind of, oh, damn. I guess exploit isn't the right word for it. They're there for a reason. All right, hold on. Maybe let's recover to full health before I just run into combat again. All right, I'm ready for you, dog. You think your little fucking like bison brutes can keep me down? You're completely fucking right. It's already screwed. Wait, hold up. Hold up. I've found it. The cow stunner. Shit. I completely... We're gonna have some good fucking steak tonight, let me tell you. Alright, maybe not. Maybe not, actually. Do we use the healing item here? Or do I save it for the inevitable boss fight? Find out next time. Actually, hold up. You know what? Emily and Citron are going kind of crazy. I didn't need to do that fight. I just had to let my henchman take care of it. Cow stunner missed. No, don't worry. It was all calculated manipulation of the AI. They do better DPS, trust me. Hold up. How much damage am I doing? I'm doing pretty decent damage. 71, 153 on a crit, and then what's Emily doing? Like, am I on bracket right now? 72, just about? Yeah. All right. Cool. Honestly, thank God for Emily, my goat, with the melee damage. We would have absolutely been screwed if she wasn't out there dishing it out. Carried? Absolutely, and there's no shame in that. There's no I in team. There is a me, I guess, but like, this is a single player game, so we're gonna ignore that. It took me and my party assembling prowess to win this. Alright, we already have... Okay. We already did everything over there. I'm just orientationally challenged. Alright, there's a little switch over there for puzzle purposes, I guess. And then come over here. See what the situation is. Get up on this. Alright. You feeling south? A little bit of south action today? Nothing south. Except for maybe that. I don't think that leads anywhere particularly exciting now. So let's, sorry, where's the other place I could have gone? Got here. South. That's fine. And then east, I guess. We hit this. Have we gone up there yet? Nah. Oh, wait. We just lost elevation. I don't think I was supposed to do that. Is this land really shaped like the most implausible and inconvenient way possible? You already said that. The curse of knowledge, Tronny. There was a study I was reading not too long ago where, like, the more you know about a specific subject, like, let's say cars or, you know, computers or whatever, like, it tends to be the less enjoyment you derive from, like, actually interacting with them. I thought that was, like, kind of interesting. 'Cause, like, to a degree, like, it's true. Like... Let's say I was going down like the disposable razor rabbit hole, for example. Like, disposable razors aren't like a huge part of your day, right? Like, usually. And then, like, you know, you shave and that's it. But then, like, all of a sudden, let's say you go down the rabbit hole and, like, damn, I'm not using the premium, like, XF Gillette 68 Jillian blade, like, lubricated by God himself bullshit, and then it's like, you know. I gotta wonder, like, how much enjoyment has, like, subreddits for, like, specific, like, niche products? Like, how much enjoyment have we leached out of the world by inadvertently making people, like, care very much about everything? It's gotta be a lot. Alright, hold up. How am I gonna... Ah... They thought they had me. Alright, so we're supposed to bring this over here. Shit. Fuck. Why does it despawn when I despawn? That's such a strange mechanic. Alright, hold on. Check it out. I need my NPCs must leave. I joined the stream and the first thing I heard was lubricated by God bullshit. Look, I strive for the highest quality content in here, and if that means having my bullshit lubricated by God, I'm gonna do it. Also, welcome in, Aiden, it's good to have you. Yeah, sorry, I DM'd you this morning, or I guess afternoon. I woke up in the noon, so that's my morning. Completely forgetting that I was going to stream tonight, my bad. We can talk after stream, though. Off to a great start, dude. They wish they were as cool as me. They wish they had the incoherence of thought that I do. My unique brand. Alright, so now we're up here. And that gets us over here. They, like... The path is as circuitous as fucking possible. That's not the word I'm looking for, I don't think. Hold on. I have to go look it up again. Circular winding course. Yeah, sure. That's good enough. I was looking for the winding part of circuitous. Ooh! I thought I was running out of words of the day, but I don't think I've used circuitous yet. That shall be Mondays. Is it cheating if I bring it up on stream before I do it? Oh, holy shit, dude. This bunny's got a whole ass fucking cutscene. Why did they put the spotlight on him? Dude, Emily wasted no fucking time. Ran up and clocked that motherfucker. Holy shit. It didn't need to be like that. Cincinnati, Ohio all over again, dude. Alright, so... What? I have to hit this guy with fire right now? Oh, never mind. Okay. So we just do the opposite of whatever he's doing. I can game. Not like that. The bunny is the real secret final boss. I can't wait to find, like, the black and red palette swap of him that, like, you know, we have to fight in space. That's why every time we complete a dungeon, they send us out into the fucking stratosphere. All right, can we skip this? Emily, sock his ass. I believe in you. All right, we're on. He's on some fire right now. Oh no, dude, he changes elements like a motherfucker. All right, I need you to get poise broken and also possibly die. I'm not keeping as good a track of my health as I think I should be. Although thank God Emily got aggro. Got his ass. Come on. Oh, you fucker. Yo, we might two-phase this. Alright. What's your... Oh wait, I'm trapped in neutral right now. I feel like it's a little unfair that he gets to go into, like, a different place. Oh, holy fuck. What the hell was that? I feel like it's... Like, he should not be allowed to fly. I'm just saying. Okay. Get his ass. Get his ass. Come on now. Come here. Wait, am I on fire right now? No. We're killing him. The only reason we're doing even remotely well right now is that we've got, like, the whole fucking squad out here taking aggro off my ass. I would have had my shit kicked in. You've proven your proficiency? Yes, sir. My report card, all A's. Advanced in every subject. Ignore the 1 L we took. I think that was the, I think that's the fewest amount of attempts I've had on any mini-boss so far. They made us chase that thing for so long, but at least they gave us this proper explosion. I've got to agree with her here. I feel like if I had to beat the shit out of an elementally charged bunny, the elementally charged bunny should be able to, like, turn into my fucking boots when it's all said and done. Alright. So... You know what? The real secret final boss fight finished so soon. No, it's okay. He's gonna have a reprisal. He died off screen, so now he's, like, definitively going to come back. Those are the rules. Anyway, speaking of, we didn't get anything from that. Solve the quest of Chase the Hologram Frobbit. Did we not? Finally, go get your reward from the statue in the Ancient Center. Alright. Can do, can do. Eastern exit, southern exit, ruined village. Where is the Ancient Center? Is it over here? Oh, no. Nice. Was the Ancient Center in Rookie Harbor? In the center? Nah, surely not. Right? First Scholars HQ, Obelisk Lake. Oh, wait. Bergen Trip. Maybe it was. I'm willing to be wrong here. Autumn's Rise, Autumn's Fall. Oh, right. Autumn's Fall, Para Island, Ancient Center. Oh. I guess it was kind of in the center. A little bit. Also, I just noticed, in the lore, canonically, Emily and Trani should both have access to whatever element we're about to get. But they haven't been using it. I feel like this is a little bit of an oversight. See, like, this is where we're gonna fight the bunny. It's gonna come in on, like, the last statue that we have to talk to. It's gonna beat the shit out of it, and then we're gonna have, like, an awesome Asriel Dreamer, like, Undertale true ending type thing going on. I will bestow upon you the shade to open the passage to the north. Let your every step form your path of growth. They think showing it off would be distasteful. I don't know, man. You'd catch me using the shit out of that fuck. I bet you it's overpowered as hell. You've acquired the Green Shade, giving you access to Gaia's Garden in the north. It's an expansive jungle and home to several temples. Dude, I played Guild Wars 2. I know what the fuck's up. We're gonna have, like, some Vietnam shit in there. You don't even need to tell me. The Zervatar Temple, housing the element Shock. Yerp. Welcome in, Shane. How are we doing? Yo, what time did you guys get home last night? I didn't sleep till, like, fucking 4 in the morning. Your next task is to acquire both these elements and complete the final trial of Gran Criscaro? Sure, whatever. Good luck and stay vigilant. Vigilance is what I'm all about, baby. 1:30-ish? I guess you didn't have to, like, you know, drive a fucking hour, so... It means we're all set for the raid. But before that, there's one thing I wanted to tell you. You heard what the geezer in space said? Absolutely not. I was skipping that dialogue. Also, send me the video of Aiden doing the Sinatra performance. I beg of you. Unless you've already sent it, in which case, whatever. That area is supposed to be a jungle. You know what you usually find in jungle? Ah! Bugs, bitch! I'll have to text it. Yeah, I guess so. You could also, I don't know, maybe I could set up like, I'll set up like an FTP server or something. Insects, like bugs. I really don't want to go there by myself, so it'd be great if you could just wait for me so we could enter the jungle together. Alright. Sure thing, Emily. Let's wait until after the raid's over. Yes, sir. Now that we're all ready, we should meet up at the First Scholars HQ. Ah! Lynn wanted to give us a small briefing about the raid. Yeah, sure thing. I'm not doing any fucking puzzle mechanics. I'm gonna leave that thing to you guys. If this shit's anything like Destiny, I will quit on the spot. You predicted it Vietnam time? Yes, sir! Dude. Too big to text. As long as it's on your computer, I'll set up like a file dump on my website and you can just put it there. No biggie. Anyway. We're about like 10 minutes early for the end of stream-ish, but at the same time, I feel like this is a very good jumping off point. Just because like we have the raid next and whatnot, we finished the next leg of the main quest. I'm satisfied. I think tonight was a productive night. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. No, actually, I don't think I was gonna say that. Alright, fuck it. I'm just having a little moment here. Anyway. Thank you all for tuning in. I know it's a Friday night, so it's kind of like, you know, weird timing. I hope those of you who were out had a good time while you were out. Other than that, I hope it was as fun to watch as it was for me to play. I think our next scheduled stream is on Monday. We'll be doing some Baba Is You. Hopefully get a little farther in, maybe finish off the space world. And I think that we're probably going to be doing at least one secret stream over the weekend. I've got way too much programming work that I need to get done to not do a secret stream. So I don't know if we're going to continue with Twitch integration in that vein, or if we're going to do Discord bot. I think Twitch integration is probably the more pressing, and I also have like way more progress on it. So we'll do that. I've got to refactor like the authentication and whatnot. So it's gonna be dry work, but you know, hopefully we'll find some fun in there. Anyway, I'll see y'all next time. If anyone's got any raid suggestions, go ahead and leave them in the chat. Otherwise, I'll just, you know, find another person playing Crosscode and I'll send you their way. I think that's about it. Have a good one, everybody.